I'm at the amusement park with my husband and our daughter when my blouse, still damp from breastfeeding, catches the eye of a father from my daughter's kindergarten class. He secretly takes pictures of me and starts blackmailing me, demanding a favor. My husband and our daughter are close by, but he grows bolder by the minute and orders me to do as he says. I'm sure you wouldn't want your husband to find out about this, would you, Mrs. Bamrick? I instinctively shifted to the side to hide the damp patch on my blouse before looking up at him. What do you mean? I asked. My eyes flicked past him toward the trampolines. The sight of Julian and Lydia playing there gave me the courage to speak up. The man chuckled. I'm Phineas Zurich, Zachary's dad. We met at the kindergarten parent meeting, he began. I've been thinking about you ever since then. I've been wondering when we'd finally get a chance to talk. His words grew more improper by the second. A faint blush spread across my cheeks as I studied him. When he mentioned his name, I realized that I did remember him. Phineas was powerfully built, clearly a regular at the gym. His arms were thick with muscle, their shape visible even through his t-shirt. The smile on his face widened when he noticed my gaze. He stepped closer and fixed his gaze solely on my chest. It looks like your blouse is soaked again, Mrs. Bamrick. His hot breath brushed against my face, making my cheeks burn hotter than before. Without thinking, I asked, what do you want? To my surprise, my voice had taken on a slightly teasing tone. Realization snapped me back to my senses. Julian was useless. Ever since meeting Phineas, I had had a few shameful dreams and every single one of them featured him. Now that he was standing right in front of me, I was too embarrassed to speak. That was why my voice sounded so wrong. Phineas raised an eyebrow. He was clearly pleased by my reaction. Mrs. Bamrick, he said lightly. I've only seen you a handful of times, but I haven't been able to forget you. When I saw you rushing into the restroom just now, I followed you, thinking you might need some help. I didn't think he trailed off, pulling out his phone. I didn't think I'd see this. My head buzzed the instant I saw the screen. On his phone were pictures of me with my soaked blouse as I went to change. The images showed me in an awkward and embarrassing state. I reached for the phone, but Phineas lifted his arm. I almost fell into his embrace before stopping myself at the last second. Phineas' arm was mere inches away. I was still breastfeeding, so being pressed so close to a strange man triggered something in me. I was too afraid to move. Even though Lydia was older now, I had continued breastfeeding her because it provided superior nutrition. On top of that, my body produced far more milk than most women's. That was why my clothes tended to be damp with milk. As I shifted slightly, I could feel my blouse growing wetter again. A faint aroma of milk drifted through the air. Phineas inhaled deeply. What a memorable scent. I noticed it on you during the parent meeting, Mrs. Bamrick. It's incredible. I didn't think I'd ever get to experience it this close. How was he so blunt? I could feel my cheeks flush. But don't worry, he added. I won't make you do anything extreme. I just need you to do me a small favor. Once you do, I'll delete the photos. He looked down at me from above. As if he'd had everything planned, he reached behind him and pulled out a clear disposable cup. Seeing it made my face burn. I shook my head. I can't, Mrs. Bamrick. Don't blame me for what happens next if you refuse my request. Have you considered the consequences if these photos get out? What would your husband think? And your daughter? He threatened. My body started trembling. The mere thought of those images being exposed made my blood run cold. I shook uncontrollably. However, my reaction only seemed to please him more. Phineas slowly looked me up and down. So, have you thought it through? Are you going to help me out? Faced with his repeated threats and deliberate teasing, I clenched my teeth. If I didn't comply, the consequences would be unthinkable. If giving him what he wanted could stop him from pushing further, it seemed fairly endurable. Would you delete all those photos once you get what you want? My eyes drifted back to the trampolines where Julian and Lydia were. I was already prepared to agree to Phineas' request.